Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Closet Confession podcast. Your host is Maria. And today, well, let's address the elephant in the room, my lip lift. So I'm going to be talking about my lip lift revision. There's actually two reasons why I'm doing this episode. One is that on my last episode, I explained that I want to be more like real and true and transparent with you guys. And this right now is part of my life, is an experience. And the second reason is that when I was getting ready for the procedure, I was researching on the internet, and I couldn't really find a lot of information about the recovery, about the preparation. I had so many questions. I wanted to see how it's going to be after. How long would it take for me to get back to work or the gym, or am I going to be presentable enough to record a podcast? So I had such a hard time trying to find something. So, this is for anybody out there that is interested in having this procedure. Also, it's a revision. So my initial lip lift was done in Miami. I can compare my experiences. Again, Miami let me down one more time. So yeah, let's talk about that. So I had my first lip lift procedure 2 years ago in Miami. I wanted to make that gap between the part under my nose and my lip smaller. It makes you look younger, obviously, and I didn't want to do a lot of fillers because I got so much hate on TikTok over my lips. It's insane. I didn't even know it looked that bad. It made me really very uncomfortable to film because I will get so many hate comments over I'm talking about God or relationships, something very important. And then comments would be like, oh, your lips are botched or whatever. Anyway, so I was very uncomfortable at always thinking about it. So where I was going with this. Anyway, so I wanted to have it done. I didn't want to do a lot of fillers. Yeah, so I'm not gonna call names, but there was this doctor that I was going a lot of times for fillers and Botox, and he told me that I can have it done at his clinic by a Colombian doctor, and it was pretty cheap. So I was like, I know it's stupid, but I went for it. And that's the thing, you pay for the service, and when you go cheap, that's what you're gonna get. Okay, so went to the same spot that I was having my Botox. I wasn't placed in a surgery room, operating room. That for me was okay, that was weird, but I guess it's very casual procedure, so maybe I don't need to be taken an operating room. I don't know. They were not wearing scrubs. It was the same room that I was doing my fillers, so I don't know in terms of health and safety if that's okay. Again, I just went with the flow. Stupid me, but yeah. And they were not really explaining to me what they were doing. They numbed the area, covered my eyes, and they didn't cut it. They didn't do an incision with anything sharp. I don't know their tools, but they burned it. And I thought that's their technique. I've never done it before. So I'm like, okay, I let them do their thing. They're professionals. So they burned it. It did make me feel uncomfortable because the smell, it was terrible. And again, I wasn't prepared for anything like that. I thought they were gonna cut it. So they burned it, and I saw smoke coming up my lips. So that made me really uncomfortable. By the way, you don't go under full anesthesia. It's a topical thing. And then they were pulling the skin, and I could hear it was terrible. And I felt the pressure. And then they used a plastic stitch, and that was it. I didn't bruise at all. This time I'm more bruised. I didn't bruise. I didn't feel that much pain afterwards. And they did subscribing some antibiotics, but they didn't really tell me a lot about the aftercare, and that I know because of my experience here in Beverly Hills. So I didn't bruise, but a few, I don't know, months later, I didn't see a major difference. I did have a terrible scar, and that's the thing because they didn't cut it, they burned it, and they used very thick stitches. But again, it was my first time. I had no idea. So 2 years later, I was not happy. It felt that I've never had it done. Again, you pay what you get. If you go cheap, that's the service you're going to get. So my twin sister started working at Beverly Hills Clinic, a plastic surgery office. And her doctor is amazing at lip lifts. So I was thinking about, I don't like the scar. I don't feel that they had the results that I wanted. So slow season, it was coming with work. And I'm like, okay, this is a perfect opportunity for me to have it done, take some time off from work and have it done by somebody very reliable and professional. Everything about this new experience was very professional. First of all, we went by the books. I had to sign paperwork, and then they prepared me about what's going to be happening. They kept texting me about the appointment. When I went in, I had to wear that gown. I was given Valium. There was a nurse that explained to me exactly what is going to be happening. I was first in a room just to wait, and then the doctor took me to the operating room. And again, it was very professional. They were explaining to me every single step of the procedure. This time, they didn't burn it. They actually cut it. He was explaining to me what he's doing. Also, he told me to, I had to put my hands under my butt just in case I would move. So it was very, very particular, the steps and the technique that they used. And I felt that everything was guided, It wasn't just, let's cut here, stitch up real quick, and you're done. So, then they did a completely different technique when it comes to stitches. I didn't have that many little thingies sticking out last time, but I had a very thick plastic stitch going from one side to another. So this time I felt that it was a little bit more invasive. They cut a little bit more aggressive in terms of the result that I wanted. And I did get bruised and swollen. So you can tell that it was a little bit more, aggressive. But that's how you're going to get the result, because in my first operation, it was it was never done apart from the scar. So I already like the result. I know I'm a little swollen, a little bruised, but that's because I'm not very good with following guidelines. I'm not supposed to be eating regular food. I'm supposed to do mushy and blended. I can't do it. I feel nauseous because I need regular food in my body. I haven't stopped chewing gum, which makes it even worse. And I haven't stopped talking and smiling. It makes it, again, even worse. Yeah, I guess I'm not really good at recovery guidelines, but I'm excited for the results. It was a way better experience than Miami. I felt guided. I felt supported by professionals. I can't wait for the results. And I'm supposed to go tomorrow back to work. It's day 5. I know I'm gonna have the stitches, obviously. But this is LA. A lot of people are having plastic surgery. So if anybody's gonna give me a look, I'll be like, get over yourself. This is LA. So I'm prepared mentally about where it looks tomorrow night. It is what it is. Again, what I learned after those 2 experiences is that, first of all, don't go cheap, because that's the service you're going to get. 2, follow the guidelines, follow the advice after your operation. And it's a very easy procedure. I didn't even get anxiety. I was more anxious about getting a Valium because I've never taken before. And it's funny because my sister was working that day at the plastic surgeon office, and she was more nervous than me. During the procedure, I was talking, we're cracking jokes. It's very easy. And you go home right after. I don't advise people to drive after the procedure. Have somebody like taking you home. I got an Uber to the clinic, and then my sister drove us back. So that was easier for me. Thanks, sister. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. Whoever wants to have it done. I think if it's done properly, it gives such a natural and beautiful result. Your teeth are gonna shine more, and especially if you're like in front of a camera and you want to look good. Yeah, it's something that I would recommend to you guys out there. And that's it from me today. I hope I don't look that swelling and that bruised on camera. Oh, the light came back on. And literally when I started filming, we had a power outage, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a great video. But yeah, just realized that the power is back on. That's a good thing. So next episode is gonna be about hypnotherapy. I'm super excited. Alec is coming over and it's gonna help me with my anxiety. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to removing my stitches. I think my sister is gonna do it for me. And yeah, any questions, hit me up. I'm more than happy to share my doctor's information here in Beverly Hills. And that's all from me today. Hope you guys have a great one, and I'll see you at the next one. Mwah.